Becoming truly dangerous has nothing to do with intimidating others and everything to do with not needing to impress anyone. Welcome to Stoic Master, where every word is meant to challenge your beliefs, strengthen your character, and remind you that real strength isn't loud, it's calm and controlled. When you think of someone dangerously confident, you might imagine someone dominant, with a strong voice and intense look, but real confidence doesn't come from arrogance or external power. Stoicism teaches that true confidence is born from self-mastery. A truly unshakable person doesn't need to show off because they already own themselves completely. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to live a happy life. It's all within you and how you think." So, what does it mean to be invulnerable? It's not about not feeling but about not reacting with weakness. Being dangerously confident doesn't mean having all the answers. It means staying calm no matter what happens. The first truth you must accept is that you control almost nothing. You can't decide what others think of you, you can't stop change, and you can't make the world fair, but you can decide how you respond to it all. That's where your greatest power lies. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to us that hurts, but what we tell ourselves about what happens. This is the heart of Stoic philosophy, changing how we relate to pain, uncertainty, criticism, failure, and even success. Imagine walking through life without being affected by judgment, having the courage to say no without guilt, acting with conviction even when you're alone. That's the foundation of an unbreakable soul, built by facing your own fears. Ryan Holiday in The Obstacle is the Way reminds us that every challenge is a hidden opportunity, every criticism a test, every pain a teacher. You're not here to avoid the fire, you're here to learn to walk through it. So ask yourself, who are you when no one is watching, when there's no applause? Stoicism answers, you are your actions, your ethics, and what you choose to do every day. Confidence isn't an emotion, it's a result of character. And that confidence becomes dangerous when it's so strong that it frees you from fear of rejection, failure, and loss. When you no longer need anything external to validate you, you become unstoppable. Séneca wrote, "The wise man is invulnerable because he puts his happiness in things under his control." What's under your control? Your thoughts, your values, your decisions, your attitude. Robin Sharma says that having a strong mind means having the courage not to react, the discipline to stay steady, and the humility to learn from everything that happens. Every day is a spiritual gym, and your soul is the muscle you train. The first Stoic principle is the dichotomy of control, knowing what you can and cannot control. It sounds simple, but it's deeply freeing. When you truly understand this, something changes. You stop fighting the inevitable. You stop wasting energy trying to convince, please, or fix what's beyond you. Many people confuse this attitude with indifference, but it's not apathy, it's clarity. It's not coldness, it's balance. It's not weakness, it's inner strength. Imagine someone criticizes you unfairly. The old you might react with anger or frustration, but the Stoic you observes calmly. You realize you can't control what others think, only how you respond, and you choose to protect your peace. This doesn't mean being passive, it means being aware and acting with intention. As Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Becoming dangerously confident is an inner transformation. It's not about speaking louder or looking more powerful, it's about living by principles, not emotions. This leads to a key idea: self-discipline. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says we are the sum of our habits, and Stoicism teaches we are the sum of our repeated choices. Every time you choose silence over reaction, action over complaint, virtue over instant pleasure, you are becoming unbreakable. Every time you choose what's right over what's easy, you build a quiet confidence that needs no validation, because consistency is magnetic and integrity is unstoppable. But this path requires a silent battle within yourself, against your impulses, excuses, and fears. Seneca put it clearly, it's not that we have little time, it's that we waste much of it. How many hours a day do you waste worrying about things you can't control? How many decisions do you delay because you're afraid of making mistakes? How many times do you betray your values just to fit in? True confidence comes from knowing yourself so well that you can no longer lie to yourself, from respecting yourself so deeply that you refuse to compromise your soul. Today, more than ever, in a world full of noise, a calm soul becomes revolutionary, and in a world of appearances, strong character becomes radical. Knowledge that isn't practiced becomes a burden. Knowing without applying is just a sophisticated way to delay your growth. That's why now we move from Stoic theory to daily action. The first Stoic practice to become dangerously confident is premeditatio malorum, imagining in advance what could go wrong. Séneca practiced it every day. He would visualize losing his possessions, his health failing, or his plans collapsing, not to feel sad but to strengthen himself. When you prepare your mind for the worst, fear loses its power over you. Try this each morning. Sit for 5 minutes and ask yourself, what could go wrong today? How would I react if it happened? What part is under my control and what isn't? This simple habit trains your mind to face life calmly. The second tool is the Stoic journal. Marcus Aurelius wrote every night, not for others to read but to understand himself. Writing helps you examine your emotions, reactions, and choices. Ask yourself questions like, did I live by my principles today? Did I react or respond? Was I wise or impulsive? In those private pages, your public character is shaped, because those who face themselves can face anything. The third practice is voluntary discomfort. In a world obsessed with comfort, the Stoic trains the soul through small acts of challenge. Sleep on the floor once a week, take cold showers, fast voluntarily, talk to strangers. It's not about suffering but reminding yourself that you're stronger than you think. Seneca said it clearly, train for poverty while you're rich because real power is being ready to lose everything and still remain yourself. The fourth practice is conscious pause. Before reacting to an insult, replying to a message, yelling, or giving up, stop, breathe, count to 3 and ask yourself, am I being controlled by this or am I choosing it? The pause is a powerful act in a reactive world, and with repetition, it becomes strength. Imagine this. You're in a meeting and someone attacks you verbally. The old you would fight back, but the Stoic you listens, looks them in the eye and calmly says, thank you for your opinion. That's not submission, it's mastery because you refuse to give away your peace. What if instead of avoiding your fears you face them? Speak in public even if you tremble, tell the truth even if you sweat, be yourself even if they judge you. Every time you face what you fear, you expand your limits, and that's where dangerous confidence is born. Picture another moment, you're facing a big decision. A new job, ending a relationship, starting a project. Fear shows up, chaos stirs inside, but you don't decide based on fear. You decide based on your values. The Stoic asks, what's right, not what's easy? What brings me closer to virtue, not to instant comfort? That inner compass is your shield. You don't need everyone to understand or applaud you. You just need peace with your conscience, and that's priceless. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to Maestro Estoico because here we don't just think, we transform. The fifth tool is the anchor phrase. Choose a Stoic quote that reminds you who you are. It could be from Marcus Aurelius, what stands in the way becomes the way, or from Epictetus, no one is free unless they master themselves. Write it, repeat it, carry it with you and use it when you doubt, fall or feel tempted to give up. The sixth tool is philosophical friendships. Surround yourself with people who don't just listen, but challenge you. Friends who don't comfort your mediocrity but push you to rise higher. Seneca said a true friend is a mirror of the soul. Ask yourself, who's beside you? Someone who helps you grow or someone who holds you back? The seventh practice is memento mori. Remember you will die, not to feel sad but to wake up, to stop delaying what matters, to speak, act, forgive and love today. If this were your last day, would you live the same way? That awareness makes Stoics dangerously alive because they know there's no time for pride, resentment, or excuses. Finally, practice radical gratitude, not just for the good but for the difficult too. Be thankful for rejection, pain, and loss because everything that challenges you shapes you. Life owes you nothing, but it gives you everything you need to evolve. Tomorrow, when you leave your home, don't just take your keys or phone. Take these practices, this philosophy, this strength. Not to look strong, but to be strong, quietly, powerfully, stoically. Most people walk through life full of fear of not fitting in, of failing, of being rejected. But you are no longer that person because now you know that real confidence doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. And when that inner confidence is built with intention, it becomes so strong it can move mountains in silence. Today you've learned that being dangerously confident doesn't mean being immune to pain. It means being unshaken by what doesn't matter. Other people's opinions lose power when you choose to live in alignment with your values. Rejection stops hurting when you accept yourself. Failure stops being an enemy and becomes a teacher. Stoicism didn't come to make you stronger, it came to remind you that you already are. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, faced betrayal, illness, and war, yet he wrote in his journal, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Do you realize how powerful that mindset is? If you feel tired, stuck, or trapped in your thoughts, remember this. You don't need to feel ready to act, you just need to act. Disciplined action defeats fear. Every small step is a declaration of who you choose to be. And you know what's most dangerous about a Stoic? Even with a wounded soul, they keep walking. Even with doubts, they stay calm. Even in silence, they transform everything around them. The real revolution isn't about changing the world, it's about changing yourself in front of the world. And that begins with one decision: never betray yourself again. People don't trust those who always win. They trust those who always rise, who stay true to their values when things get hard, who can look you in the eye without speaking because their presence says it all. Today you have two choices: keep reacting, chasing approval, and hiding behind excuses, or live with such deep calm that chaos can't touch you. Ask yourself every morning, who's choosing today, my fears or my philosophy? And every night before bed, did I really live? Séneca wrote, "Life is not short, we're just wasting it." Stop wasting days on shallow things. Don't spend your energy trying to convince those who'll never understand you or please people who don't even like themselves. Build something greater. A life with purpose where your soul isn't sold to fear, noise, or applause. Look within. There lies your strength, your peace, and your true self, the version of you that doesn't need to compete, prove, or pretend. That's your Stoic self, and when that version takes control, you'll shine, but not with artificial light. You'll shine with a calm, steady, and authentic presence that becomes dangerous. Dangerous to excuses, insecurities, and the limits you once set for yourself. That's the real goal of Stoicism, to live so aligned with your essence that you no longer seek outside what can only grow within. If this message helped you see more clearly, share it and subscribe. Here at Maestro Estoico, we don't just talk philosophy, we live it. Because the world doesn't need more noise, it needs more steady souls.